Howdy, folks. My name's Alex, otherwise known as Fear the Z, and welcome to episode 67 of the Turner's Digest. As you know, we'll start off with our shout-outs to the Patreon members who are contributing to the Cleed tier. We got Kung Fewer, Cleed, Dion, Erica, Shu Hui, Daniel, Ricky, Rob, John, Tessie, and Stan. Starting to get quite long. Thank you all for your contributions. And welcome to members Philly and LeBron, members of the Patreon. As a reminder, if you don't know, you can join the Patreon as little as $1 a month. You can get access to lightning deals. There's a bunch that came out this past month, mostly around Black Friday deals. Additionally, we have a Discord you can join for a different tier on the Patreon. And you can join the Cleed tier and get some shout outs and some recognition from me. So I appreciate it. As always, shout out to Heavy Lemon, my brother's band, for the intro music as well as the outro music. They're recording some new stuff. They got a new lead singer. They got a new bassist. They sound pretty great, so hoping to share some music here soon. Also, I made a post on our credit cards, or our churning, to highlight the podcast. Sometimes my posts do well. This one did well, 22 upvotes. Last one, I think, got like 17 downvotes. I normally post them in 6-month increments, just to give people more awareness on the podcast, try and get some more listeners. Why not? We're sort of plateauing, but I'm not upset with that. We get around 1,000, 1,200 listeners each episode. Maybe at the end of year highlight, I'll share the progress of the podcast, and as always, I'll do my end of year spend analysis on what I've spent, and also I'll go over some financials with the podcast if people are interested, with how much I make, etc. Hope everyone's having a nice holiday season. Hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving. If you celebrate, if you're in America, you probably celebrate. This will be the last one of this year. I had a trip recently. I went to Philadelphia, also went to Portugal. I actually didn't write anything about that trip. I should probably add that. Give me a sec. All right, if you're interested in some more in-depth discussion on the trip, it'll be at the end of the episode. I didn't go through the trouble of calculating my cost on this one. Maybe I'll do it for my end-of-year discussion. It's the end of year, so I'm kind of just being lazy. If y'all follow Technology Connections, No Effort November is bleeding into December for me. So let's dive right into it. Our topics are cards, and then we got a whole bunch on cards, and then deals, and then a little trader bonus for a stock brokerage update, and then bonuses in general, class actions as always, and then our other category. So without further ado, let's jump right in. First, we got some new boosts from Cash App, shared by Dr. Credit, $10 off any purchase. Also, 20% off Grubhub Max discount at $10. Also, 20% off Target up to up to $20, so $100 purchase. Hat tip to Packers Fan on the Patreon or the Discord for checking to see if it works on gift cards. For these, Cash App boots are changing to where you have to check out with Cash App as you're purchasing. So not the Cash App debit card, but you can check out with Cash App, then it'll use your payment method within Cash App, kind of like PayPal. But when you do that, if you add a gift card to your cart, it doesn't show Cash App in the option, so you can't just liquidate the 20% off on Target, which kind of stinks. But thanks, Packers Fan, for sharing that one. Also, my card is suspended with Cash App. Still don't know why. I just can't use the card. I have the Chameleon card, so I paid $50 for it, which I added to the collection. Also, there's some new stuff on card designs. If you're interested, you can go take a look. But kind of annoying. I don't really use the card. I just use it for these various boosts, so I don't really know why I got suspended, and I haven't gone through the trouble of reaching out, so it'll just stay suspended. Next, T-Mobile launches credit card with 2% cash back, no foreign transaction fees, 5% back on T-Mobile. And similar to the Verizon card, T-Mobile does, if you pay with a debit card or a bank account, you get $5 off if you sign up for autopay. And now they've gatekept that to no credit cards except their personal credit card. I think this card's issued by Capital One. I think. Let's see. Issue. Capital Yep, it is issued by Capital One. So keep in mind they're bucketing. I don't know if it totally applies to their partner cards, but keep that in mind. Next, we have some Bank of America news. So Bank of America More Rewards Day is passed. Yeah, it passed November 6th. I didn't even realize. I normally share this out, but my apologies. I fully missed it for this year. This is useful for things like paying like your taxes. Expired. Normally I have my mom do like her property tax because you get an extra 2% in rewards on top of what you earn. And if you have the top category or you have the top platinum honors status, which is the highest to get boosted credit card rewards, your 1.5% cards go to 2.625. So this would be 4.65, which would definitely beat out any fees you have to incur. And also they don't have really exclusions on those cards. Like you should be able to earn pretty much anything. Cashback on most purchases. I think except for like government services, maybe includes taxes, but I don't think it does. Or like insurance premiums you can pay. So good opportunity there, but that's expired. So sorry, I didn't share that. Next, I shared a data point on our Doctor of Credit for what's triggering for the Bank of America Preferred Rewards Elite lifestyle credit. So that card gets $300 in the form of airline reimbursement, but that normally works for American Airlines gift cards as well as loading your United Travel Bank. And the recent data points are showing that it is working, at least as of like November. And I haven't seen a data point in a while for topping up your Uber Cash in the app. So I did a $24.99 purchase in Uber Cash on the card, and I got a reimbursement for it. So I still have some left. You can just organically spend on Uber Cash, but I normally have a bunch of gift cards, and I have the American Express Platinum, so I get my $25 per month. I think it's $25 per month or $20 per month in credit for Uber, and in December it's $35, so I'll be using that as well. But I need a way to cash these out. Unfortunately, there was a discussion on our credit cards about the Premium Rewards Elite lifestyle credit and someone asking like what actually works for it. And I shared an old comment that I wrote back a year ago when was this posted? In June of last year, discussing my experience with the credit and how it's totally not clear what actually triggers it. So if you want to see more information about it, you can go look there. One thing I learned was foreign Ubers don't count. Like you can charge to the card like a foreign Uber, but it won't be reimbursed. It codes differently. I think like if you read the post, you'll understand more, but they say they look at merchant category codes, but none of the merchant category codes are for ride shares or even transit. So they must check the merchant description. So if it says like Uber in it, it'll count. But what I saw was Ubers that are charged internationally don't have the same merchant category. They like have different asterisks or like different way they abbreviate Uber. So it doesn't trigger, which is really annoying. I even went through the trouble of reaching out to Bank of America and asking them to investigate it. And they specifically said it's a foreign purchase for Uber and that doesn't count. So only domestic purchases work for the lifestyle credit, which is kind of annoying. Next, or final thing with Bank of America, they sent me an email saying that they're changing their FICO credit reporting in 2026. They're upgrading it to be able to see like your full credit report, as opposed to right now you just get like your FICO score, which is a good thing. But in the most typical Bank of America style, they will stop sending you notice for your FICO scores for about a month starting like next year. Because of this transition, they're just like completely dropping the current support until the new one stood up, which is like the most Bank of America back ass word thing I've ever heard. Sorry, I meant to switch the first letters. Like, I guess you can't really do that. So anyway, just dropping support for their current product until the new one comes out is like crazy. I don't know how a bank the size of them can do something like that, but I guess their infrastructure is so old, that's how they have to upgrade it. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to a nice free credit report. You can go to freecreditreport.com or annualcreditreport.com and I think it's weekly, you can get your credit report. Or if you have like Capital One, they let you view your whole TransUnion credit report, which is very useful. I don't remember where Bank of America pulls. I think they do either Experian or Equifax, not TransUnion. So, hey, get another free credit report for my whole thing and not have to go to freecreditreport.com and go through their annoying flow to get all the information. All right, next, some Bilt updates. An update on the Rakuten Cash Out, allowing you to earn as Bilt points. Bilt has clarified that the 6 months promo period where everyone will get 1-to-1 conversion rate will include the May 15, 2026 payout. The May 15, 2026 payout is for portal rewards earned during Q1 2026. So basically, if you convert to earning in Bilt until up to the end of your Q4 2025 payment and Q1 2026 payment, any rewards after 4/1/2026 through 6/30/2026 will be paid out on 8/15/2026, and I assume that would no longer be eligible for the promo rate of 1-to-1. That makes sense. This is just a short-term promo, and I think normally it's like 0.5 to 1 or 0.7 to 1 or something, similar to their, let's see, it's probably listed here. Long-term Bilt members with Blue status will earn 50 Bilt points for every $1 in Rakuten cash back, and Silver, Gold, and Platinum members will remain 100 Bilt points for $1 cash back, for $1 of Rakuten cash back. So they're really pushing for their higher tiers. Next, the Avon credit card earns 6% cash back on all groceries or gas up to $10,000 in spend. There's another link to apply. I decided to wing it and apply because we're losing high cashback cards left and right. You'll see an update here in a little bit. It turns out they're not available in Massachusetts, so I was not able to apply. There's a link shared on Dr. Credit if you'd like to apply. I definitely need the card image, so if you do get it, hit me up. Next, Samsung is launching a U.S. credit card and challenging Apple in the consumer finance space. It looks like Barclays might be launching it. Dr. Credit covered it. Also, our credit cards covered it. It's an article from Wall Street Journal. Dr. Credit shares, can't see this being popular unless it offers outsized rewards, as Samsung just doesn't have the same brand appeal as Apple. That's funny. That's the angle they go for. I don't think the Apple card is really beneficial. It just gives you, I think, 3% cash back on Apple purchases, but you can get better than that pretty easily elsewhere. So this is probably a nothing burger, but I like to see different cards in the space, new cards being revealed. Next, into Chase World. I think this is no longer around, but Chase was offering, expired. Chase's Amazon card was offering $250 sign-up bonus with no spend required. The highest they offer is $250, and they do this during like Black Friday and Prime Day and different things. So $250 was offered. Also, a unique thing about this card is it doesn't follow Chase's 524 rule. It does count towards 524, but if you're over 524, you can still get approved for the card. I have this card. I got it for the $250 sign-up bonus, and I occasionally use it. Normally, I have Amazon gift card balance. Like, I've been using my Shop Your Way card, which has still been fantastic. It converted to the Thank You Points Shop Your Way card, and I still get a whole bunch of targeted offers. So I've recently been purchasing gift cards at grocery stores for Amazon, and it's been triggering my gift card purchases bonus, my grocery store purchase bonus. It's like 15% cash back. In addition to like all the different spend bonuses they have out. Like, I think I have another one that's like spend $100 or spend $1,000 per month and get $50 for 3 months. And then in the third month, if you do it again, you get an extra $50 or something. And I just received another one for spend $1,000 from now until the end of the year for another $100. So like, I can't even keep track of them. I'm just putting all my spend on that card and trying to buy gift cards where I can, but I'm kind of getting gift card heavy. So don't know what I'm going to spend on. But yeah, I don't use the Chase card too much, but $250 is a nice sign-up bonus for no spend, just some free money. Next, Chase is launching a targeted 200,000 point offer on Chase Sapphire Reserve card, as sent out in an internal memo. It looks like it's for $10,000 to spend in the first 6 months on account opening and get 200,000 points bonus offer. It looks like it might be in branch only, and it's just for some clients. So if you're interested, check in branch and see if you're eligible. Next, Chase is offering an extra 50% bonus value for purchasing Apple products with Ultimate Rewards points. I'm not sure if this is still active, but it was available towards the start of November. I can log in real quick and see if I'm seeing it. I can't log in. It might still be there. I'm not sure. Definitely take a look. But if you're interested, 50% is a pretty great value. Next, so updates to Chase Ink cards. Report on our training is Ink Train is over. New terms on application page and got a pop-up window that I've already had the product. So they've been starting to crack down on inks, and it looks like it's finally live. So keep that in mind. With that in mind as well, there's a public link for 100,000 points with $8,000 to spend in, I assume, 3 months. That's normally what they are. Too rich for my blood. I don't have that much MS. I know like Turning Life would probably love it, but I don't know if he probably can't get approved for Chase cards. And also he's pretty heavy in Amex because they give him huge limits and he can burn through those real quick. Next on Chase, we have some Chase Sapphire Reserve updates. Chase Sapphire Reserve is doing an up to 175,000 points offer. No direct link offer, but showing when looking for pre-approvals. It's 175,000 points when spending. Don't know, actually, it doesn't list it. But it looks like they're going the American Express route where they're doing like up to, and then it depends on your current application status and if you're eligible, if you'll receive the bonus. So keep that in mind when you're applying to try and get the best offer. Next, Dr. Credit did a really great write-up on maximizing the StubHub $300 credit on Chase Sapphire Reserve card. I'm not going to read through it, but if you have the card and you're trying to maximize it, definitely take a look there and try and squeeze every dollar out of it as you can. I know I try and get every penny out of my credit cards and taking money from the banks, so it's a great write-up there. Next, some Venmo updates. Venmo adds a rewards program called Venmo Stash, where you can choose from different bundles to earn up to 5% cash back, including bundles such as McDonald's, TikTok, Uber, and Uber Eats. You get 1% cash back as a base rate, 2% cash back if you turn on auto reloads, 5% cash back if you receive a direct deposit, and there's a maximum of $100 in cash back per month. So there's probably a lot of overlap here. Like I'm looking at some of these offerings like DoorDash, Lyft, Walmart. Walmart would probably be useful. I think the Walmart One Pay card, whatever the hell they're calling themselves now, offers 5%, but this is a nice additional one. Max at $100 per month is kind of tough. $100 divided by 5%. Is that how you do that? Why, again, they broke. Okay. 100 divided by, I don't know why I'm doing this. $2,000 to spend per month. It's actually not bad. So there's a good option for you there. And then Venmo is also doing a targeted earn an additional 5% cash back, up to 8% cash back on their Venmo card. It was eligible for purchases made between November 24th, just on November 24th. Is that Black Friday? No, random day. So that's expired, but I'm curious to see if anybody got it. I haven't seen any reports, but that's a pretty great bonus for 8% cash back on your top category. And then 6% back on all purchases. Limit of $30 back and $600 in spend. So that kind of sucks. Next, a little fun post. Porsche is releasing a credit card. It's not going to be useful to anybody for Porsche Financial Services. Trying to load it now to see if they really offer anything useful. I imagine the card is metal and pretty and says Porsche on it. That's exactly true. Obviously, I'd love this card for card images. You get charging integration and cashback. You get 10% cashback on Porsche charging stations in invoices up to €50 per year. Get Avis priority parking, car rental with Avis President's Club. First hour free at APCOA Flow City Parking and fuel discount at Shell. They don't specify what. So pretty blasé. The cards are very pretty. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different colorways you can choose from. All metal. Works with Apple Pay. I'm curious who issues the card. Visa, Infuse, and Nordiska. Nordiska is authorized by the Swedish Financial Supervisor Authority. Okay, so I guess that's who's issuing. Cool. Don't see why anyone would get the card, but hey, why not? Next, there was a lightning deal that I'm not sure is still around. VentureX sign-up bonus is at $100K. You must spend $10K in 6 months. Keep in mind the new churning rules for Venture X family of cards, links in the show notes, and there's a Dr. Credit post on it here. Let's see if I can see if it's still available. Loading. Looks like it is still available. It's also showing for referrals, and my referrals in the show notes if you're interested. But I still love the card. I'll probably keep it. I know I said I might be canceling it, but I'll probably keep it. I just got to spend $300 and travel on it in a year, and I normally do. And their lounges are pretty nice. I won't be able to get in there otherwise, and I often travel to their lounge areas. Next, I've started to include Discover updates in Capital One because Capital One acquired Discover, and it'll, as I'm discussing here, Discover 5% cards will migrate to Capital One login starting January 2026. Some people are saying that they think that Discover cards will no longer get the card images, like the custom designs. And the main leading reason I'm seeing for that is because just the app is going away. Discover app is going to the Capital One app. So they're like, well, we can't do that anymore. I mean, Capital One could just implement it in their app or just integrate however Discover does it directly in the app. So I don't see that as a good reason. I'd be surprised if they took it away. From how I'm seeing it, they're trying to keep like Discover branding, like they're still leaning into it in their marketing and campaigns and such. So curious to see what comes of that. I'm concerned that we're going to lose the Discover debit cashback card. Discussed in episode 53. It's a good $30 per month. You can spend $3,000 per month and get 1% cash back. Hopefully that doesn't go away. I like my free $30 a month. But I guess time will tell. And then finally for Discover It Q1 2026 categories were announced as grocery, wholesale clubs, and select streaming services. On our credit cards, I share my updated Discover It tracker. For Q1, we normally see grocery stores as the highest. We sometimes see gas stations. Wholesale clubs has been at 3 times, same as restaurants, but we don't have restaurants this time. From the past experiences with Chase, normally they do grocery in Q1, at least the past 2 years they have, so we might have overlap again. I know a lot of people just like to buy gift cards with this, like buy gas station gift cards, then pay for your gas with it, so could be useful for you. And the source for the spreadsheet for my Discover It tracker is a Patreon exclusive, but I share the screenshots on Reddit, so you can just look there if you like. Next, American Express has been requesting 5506C forms for financial reviews, so keep that in mind. Citi recently requested that as well, and then they decided to waive the fee for people, and I doubt that American Express is going to do the same thing, but they've started to request these things, so we're keeping track of it, I guess. Next, the American Express Platinum card is specifically the Morgan Stanley variant is now allowing E-Trade customers to be eligible for that card. So now that Morgan Stanley purchased E-Trade, I mean, as a side note, looks like we're just gonna have one big company at some point soon. Like Netflix today just purchased Warner Brothers, so it's crazy. Whatever. But if you have an E-Trade account, you might be able to get the Morgan Stanley flavor of the American Express Platinum card. And people like it because it's an easier way to cash out your membership reward points. I think you get like 1.1 cents per point when redeeming towards like one of your brokerage accounts. So keep that in mind. The first authorized user on the Platinum card is free and get the lounge benefits at no additional cost. And the other things that people mention is that sometimes it's easier to get approved for MS Platinum, and the card allows 1 cent per point cash out membership reward points. There you go. Should just read Dr. Credit. They always got the deets. Next, there's an update on Future Card. They've announced that they are starting Future Card Pass. I think I discussed this last month, where you don't have to pay a subscription, and they're kind of paywalling all the good cashbacks. And additionally, in November, they decided that all APY for standard members is going to 0, effective November 15th. And if you have Future Pass, you're getting 3% cash back, or 3% APY. So just again, these companies love to get people into their app for high cost to the company, get people integrated in it, and then make it a pain if you want to leave, and then gut everything and make you pay a subscription fee. I hate it. It's sleazy. I do like Future. I don't want them to go away. I still get 5% cash back for my utility purchases with them. I could get that elsewhere, but it's nice that it's a debit card. So hopefully it doesn't go away. But anyway. Next, the Upromise card, MasterCard by Barclay was offering $300 sign-up bonus, spending $1,000 in 3 months. I decided to wing it and see if I got approved. I applied and I went pending and I just waited around and finally got approved. So this card's meant for I think paying off student loans or specifically for college plans and stuff around college, but I've just got it for the sign-up bonus. I've already met the spend, so I'm curious to see how long it'll take to get my points or however they do it. I don't even know if it's a statement credit or what. It's cash back the card earns, so I don't know. And also the $300 sign-up bonus is the highest that they've offered as far as I can tell. It used to be $250, so I figured I'd just cash in on it and go for it. Looks like there's an additional benefit I didn't know about where you get a $10 cashback rewards on purchases between $50 and $150 at mygiftcardsplus.com. So I do need to look at this. It's in the show notes if you want to read more. The link to the Upromise card is in the show notes, and then there's additional information within the Doctor of Credit post that I linked about the additional $250 per year. And then also the 28 things to know about Barclays cards. If you're interested, it's linked there as well. As I mentioned before, Shop Your Way is going great for me. Shop Your Way's opened up a new card issued by First Bank for Shop Your Way rewards for a 500,000 points offer, which is worth $500 for spending $5,000 in 3 months. I think that the card's no longer taking applications. Oh, no, they are still taking applications. The 5321 Visa Shop Your Way card. Unsure if this will receive the same targeted bonuses that the other Shop Your Way cards that is currently accepting applications, but we'll see what happens. Next, crypto platform Gemini is launching a business card where they're offering a $500 bonus after you spend $6,000 in 3 months. It's good if you're interested in getting another sign-up bonus for a business card. That credit report's not familiar with WebBank's approval process, which is the underlying credit issuer, on how difficult it is to get approved. $500 $6,000 spend is worth considering, especially as you earn 1.5% cash back on the $6,000 to spend as well. Unsure if it reports the personal credits. Let's see. Not seeing any reports in the comments of if it reports in the personal reports. So if you have that data point, be sure to share it. Share the wealth. Next, just an update. MasterCard had a transit benefit for $2.50 off of $10 plus in select cities for transit, including New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Illinois, Boston, Massachusetts, Miami, Florida, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Dallas, Texas. It was set to expire at the end of 2025, and they've extended it until the end of 2027. So I've personally used this. It's super easy. You just have to tap to pay with your card, and if you spend $10 in a month, you get $2.50 as statement credit. Pretty nice. Next, FNBO launched a MGM Rewards Icon World Elite MasterCard sign-up bonus. So the bonus has been increased to 4,500 points, 45,000 points until December 15th. So you still have 10 days to go for it. No annual fee for the card bonus, and the bonus has been increased from 30,000 points. So the card earns at MGM Reward stations, and it has a $250 annual fee. The no fee card bonus increased to $30,000. Sorry, misread that. The $250 annual fee card has a 45,000 point sign-up bonus. I believe it's spending $5,000 within the first 3 months, and then the no annual fee card has 30,000 points. The original card sign-up bonus that was available when the card launched was 50,000, so close to all-time high. Again, if you're in the market for some cards, there's some pretty good ones out there right now. Additionally, the Mesa card, which is for, I think, paying mortgages, they've announced a partnership with Omni Hotels as a transfer partner for 30,000 points for a free night. From Dr. Credit, this has been confirmed, and now Mesa point transfer to Omni Hotels. You need to transfer 30,000 points to get 100 Omni credits. 100 points let you book a free night at any Omni property. In addition, if you make transfers in the first 3 months, you'll receive champion status. Champion status is Omni's third tier and normally requires $4,000 to spend. It provides the benefits. There's a whole bunch of benefits listed here. This will probably nerf pretty quickly. Getting any stay at an Omni Hotel and Resort for 30,000 points is pretty great. I'm not sure how hard it is to get Mesa points, but I imagine this will be nerfed. Anytime a partnership like this gets announced, it's normally too lucrative and they don't know what they're doing, and then it gets nerfed. So keep that in mind. An update to the Amazon Store Prime card, the Amazon Prime Store card issued by Synchrony. They previously offered financing options of 6, 12, or 24 months where you pay no interest, and that's just completely going away. Current cardholders have the choice between special financing and equal monthly payments on select purchases. The special financing is where no interest is paid in full. If paid in full during the promotional period, that's going away. So now you have to pay any monthly installments, which I think was similar to another card. I can't remember which card it was. I think it may be... I don't remember. I think American Express maybe has something like this. But it's going away. Sad to see. Next, we have pretty sad news. Redstone Federal Credit Union sent me an email, I think 2 days ago, about everything about Redstone's new Cashback Plus program. And anytime I see anything new with something that I like, it's normally a negative change. So Dr. Credit shared a post as well discussing this, and I had to make some corrections to their statements because they weren't totally accurate. But the Redstone Federal Credit Union card was open nationwide. It's now locked down to Alabama, and Tennessee. I think that's what AL is. Previously, it earned 5% cash back on restaurants and gas, 3% cash back on groceries, wholesale clubs, utilities, phone, and streaming services, and 1.5% on all other purchases, which is fantastic. Honestly, the best cashback card on the market. It earned, I think it was $7,000, up to $7,000 in spend per year, and they were pretty loose with that. I think they manually checked it because I've definitely spent more than $7,000, have still earned the higher categories, so not sure what they're doing there, but the card will now be changed to a 5% cash back on category of your choice. They haven't said what the choices are yet. This is effective January, so I'm curious to see what options there are. But they list things like travel, Amazon, restaurants, home improvement, and more. They changed it to, instead of $7,000 per year, it's $1,500 per quarter. So now $6,000 per year. So a nerf there, as well as now it's set per quarter. So if you spend more in one quarter, you can't just eat into your next quarters, which sucks. Also, you have to elect your category every quarter, like the US Bank Cash Back Plus card, which is really annoying. For Q1 2026, they're defaulting you to restaurants, but after that, you have to choose. And if you don't choose, you don't earn your bonus 5% category. They don't carry over. So again, negative changes for the consumer. And then on their website, they veil it as like, we're making things more transparent, more straightforward, and it's just all BS. 2% cash back on gas and groceries. So the 3% category is just completely gone, and some of them are still there and demoted to 2%, which is useless, and then still 1.5% cash back on all that purchases. The only thing I'm curious about is if the points are still worth like double, but then cents per point, it's 0.5 cents per point. We'll see if that remains true. They're also like updating their online portal, which was announced before these changes were made. So I'm assuming it's kind of going to go hand in hand. I'm super sad to hear it. I was very happy to get the card. I've been using it as my main restaurant card. I already have my F&BO Ducks Unlimited grandfathered 5% cash back on gas and sporting goods stores. And now I will not have 5% cash back in restaurants. My alternative that I use is my Bank of America customized cash card, getting 5.25% cash back on restaurants up to $2,500 in spend per quarter. I have 4 of those cards. I have 3 set to online shopping and 1 set to restaurants. I have 1 additional unlimited cashback card that I'm probably going to product change to a customized cash to get 5 of them. And then I'll just have 2 of them as restaurants and 3 as online shopping. But like I said, I've been spending on my Shop Your Way card because there's crazy bonuses on that. So if they keep doing that, I won't really need all these Bank of America cards. All right, done for the cards category, down to deals. We have a bunch of Lightning deals. Some of them are still available. Is this one of them? Nope, this is expired. Lightning deal expired. Looks like they're all expired. So if any of these seem like they would have been useful to you, take a look at Patreon, just $1 a month for some lightning deals. So the first one was Mint Mobile, get 128 gigabyte Pixel 10 Pro smartphone plus a year unlimited plan with Mint for $479. It's a great value. In addition to that, getting a new Pixel gets you a year of their Gemini tier of Google One, which gives you like their Gemini Advanced as well as 2 terabytes of Google Cloud storage and a bunch of other things. And you can share it with up to 4 of your family members. And that's worth $20 a month. So insane deal. I have the 10 Pro. I like it. Wouldn't recommend as a 9 Pro upgrade, but for $479, I mean, including a year of unlimited plan with Mint Mobile, that's probably worth more than you could resell your, probably less money than you can resell your 9 Pro for, at least close to it. So it wasn't a no-brainer. You had to be on Mint Mobile new. You couldn't have an existing Mint Mobile account. You have to open up a new line. But that's gone anyway. Sad. I personally like Mint Mobile. If you've never used it and you're using something else, give Mint Mobile a shot. It's pretty cheap. And the service is pretty great. Next, lightning deal with Staples offering 10% cash back in points on Scotch brand. It was for tape. Just up to $40. You spend $40, you get 100% cash back in points. I still have a whole bunch of points that I have to use at Staples. Don't know what I'm going to use it for yet, but they don't expire for like a year, so I'm not really concerned. And then this promo changed to batteries, not tape, and now it's expired. Next, Dr. Credit shared, and I shared a link as well, to Bose Quiet Comfort headphones for $130, which is a crazy deal. They retail for $350. Right now they're going for $200, but they were down to $130. It looks like there's still some available for $179, so close to the pricing. These aren't their top tier headphones, but they are close. And from what I've read on Dr. Credit on the comments, these are pretty similar. I currently use the Sony XM4s, the ones that used to fold up and not the newer ones. And those treat me great, and these seem similar. So I personally love Bose. I have some Bose speakers. Do recommend them. Next, CVS has been doing a lot of buy gift cards and get extra bucks back. Extra bucks can be used for future purchases, normally for a month when you purchase these. So things like Chipotle, DoorDash, Uber have been available. It used to be spend $100, get $20 back, and now it's spend $75, get $15 back, which is still 20% back. In addition to, you can use your Discover It card to get 5% back on drugstores, which will get you about 25% off these gift cards, which is pretty good as they can get, especially for like DoorDash and stuff like that. This one's still available. It's good until tomorrow. Next, while you're at CVS, you can get 50% off Extra Care for a new subscriber. So the Extra Care, I've talked about this in the past. I discussed the benefits of Extra Care membership in episode 60. They give you $10 per month as a coupon to CVS, as well as 20% off all CVS health products. And that stacks with all your purchases. And also you get 2% cash back on your purchases in the form of Extra Care bucks. And normally it goes for, I think it's like close to $50 for a year. And now it's $24 for a year, which is incredible. I mean, if you just use 3 months of the $10 monthly reward, you get your money back. I discuss how useful it's been for me in episode 60. Go listen there if you'd like, but it's a no-brainer if you shop at CVS at least once a month. Yes, the products can be overpriced, but I find great deals there. Contact solution, like normal household staples, I can get for pretty cheap. They normally have like an in-store coupon, and then I check an app when I go there. Normally there's like a spend. I normally on like all my receipts, I get like spend or like $1 off or $5 off, 30% off a full price item, something like that. And with those, it definitely makes purchasing there very worth it. I very much recommend Extra Care. Next, there was a Gemini deal where they said if you buy $100 worth of crypto, you'll get $20 off, or $20 in that crypto of your choice. So I went and immediately purchased Bitcoin, and then I got an email saying that they sent the email in error and they will not be honoring the deal. And I posted on Discord, and I was like, damn, it's pretty sleazy. They retracted the offer, but I made the purchase already, and I ate like the $5 fee. And then a few hours later, they sent an email saying, hey, if you purchased your $100 after you received the email and before we sent the email saying we were retracting it, then we will honor it. So Good guy, Gemini, for honoring it. They did send an email to me saying that I've received my $15 Bitcoin as my reward. I was like, what the hell? It's supposed to be 20. And then I logged into the app and did the math, and they did give me 20. Just the email said it was 10, or 15, which was kind of weird. But hey, at least they gave it to me. Next, during Black Friday, we had some great deals on streaming services. I mean, I hate having to jump through hoops to get deals on streaming services, but I hate more having to pay full price. So the first one was HBO Max for $3 per month for 12 months. This is their ad-supported plan, which sucks, but if you want HBO Max, you can get it for $3 per month. Next, Disney and Hulu bundle with no ads was $4.99 per month for 12 months. You can get the no ads for $14.99 per month. For this one, I learned from Dr. Credit Comments that the American Express Blue Cash cards, they get I think it's an $8 credit per month for Hulu and Disney bundle. And now it's just like generic, as long as it's the charges from Hulu, they'll reimburse you. So I charged $4.99 to my American Express Blue Cash everyday card and got the credit a few days later. So you can get Hulu and Disney for free with ads, which is nice. But I like to also get HBO ads free with my Hulu. So in order to do that, I have to charge through. What I was doing before was I was doing the Hulu Disney bundle for the Black Friday deal, which used to be $2.99 per month. And now it's $4.99 per month, which is fine. And I charge that to my American Express Platinum card, which gets $25 per month on streaming services, and Hulu is one of them. You can then bundle HBO with your Hulu, and the charge will come through as Hulu, and you can still get your streaming credited for your American Express Platinum. Unfortunately, I can't get HBO with the American Express Platinum just organically. Like, you can't, HBO is not one of the supported streaming services, so I can't use both my Blue Cash everyday $8 credit as well as get HBO for free. So what I'm doing is the $4.99 deal for Disney Plus and Hulu with ads, adding HBO no ads for $16.99 per month. So it's like a $22 purchase per month on my American Express Platinum, showing as Hulu being credited for my streaming services. So I get it for free. I like to pay for these for my family because my family won't know how to get good deals, and they'll pay full price, and then they'll get fleeced for it. So no thanks. Next, I shared on Patreon's Lightning deal. There were some pretty great Black Friday gift card deals, which are all expired now, but there were things like 20-25% cash back at your normal players, Uber, DoorDash, Lyft. InKind was offering, I think, 35% off at Costco, so some pretty great deals. Those are all expired, but again, if you're interested, check out the Patreon. Next, Trader is offering a 2% match on their brokerage. Used to pay out immediately, and now it pays out at the end of six months. It was a 2% match when you transfer your Trader account up to $3,000. I decided I was going to go for this. I applied. My account went pending. I never heard anything. And then a month later, I received an email saying that they've closed my application because they didn't get my documents. They never asked me for documents, so I've just given up. But if you're interested, it's a pretty great bonus. You only have to hold it there for, I think, a year, or maybe for 6 months. When Trader Pro costs $10 per month. So I think I discussed this in the last episode too, so you can get a more in-depth discussion there. But if you're looking for a brokerage bonus, go for it. Speaking of brokerage bonuses, Weeble's doing a massive referral bonus, but the person who does the referring gets the bonus, not the referrer. So there's tiers like get $100 for depositing $2,000 to $2,500, $25,000, $300 for $25,000 to $50,000, $1,000 for $50,000 to $100,000, and then it goes on. If you're interested, I can refer you. Let me see if I can just add a referral to the show notes, actually. Yeah, I added my referral to the show notes. If you reach out to me and you want to go for it, we can discuss splitting the bonus. It's pretty big. I'd be happy to transfer over whatever bonus it is. That's a lot of trust for someone on the internet, so I get it if you don't want to, but I figured I'd offer. It's a pretty great bonus. Next, Navy Federal Credit Union is offering $200 for new members. I did this a while ago, episode 56 and 55. This is specifically for Navy Federal Credit Union is offering $200 bonus when you become a new member and open a special Easy Smart SM share certificate. looks like, I'm not sure how much you have to put into that share certificate. The new owner must be the primary account owner for the 12-month special easy start share certificate. So definitely take a look at the rates and see if it's worth it, but you get an extra $200 for it. So why not? I personally love Navy Federal Credit Union. I had a relative who was in the armed forces, a grandfather who passed away, and they didn't really ask for verification. Maybe they have some database they look in. But this has been extended until January. So if you're in the market, go for it. Next, we have a bunch of bonuses that paid out for me. So there was a Salem $500 bonus that paid out for me. That was, I went to the branch on September 26th and opened up an account. They do check checks online and deny you for it, but I went in branch and they approved me. So I'm not sure if they checked checks, but at least it didn't weigh into their approval process. On October 3rd, I did a $1,001 real direct deposit. On October 17th, I did another one. And then November 14th, I got a $500 deposit fall 2025 checking bonus credit. So it was direct deposit $2,000 in 3 months to get a $500 bonus, which is pretty awesome. It is geo-fenced to... You're kidding. I just closed my entire browser with all of my things. Please tell me you saved it. Please. Oh, thank God. Oh, my goodness. That would have been really annoying. This is available for Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island only. And if you don't want to get checks denied, definitely go in branch. My next one was my Wells Fargo bonus. This was for open up a business account, deposit $25,000 and hold it for, I think, like 45 days or 60 days and get $825. So I opened the account September 15th, and it took them a while for the account to actually get opened. It took them like 2 weeks for them to open the account. So I did some wiggle room. On October 1st, I pushed in $25,100 to the account. Then I held it until November 19th. I received an email, I believe, saying that I satisfied the bonus and got the bonus credit to my account and then withdrew from there. I'm going to close the account. I think I'm just keeping the minimum there, which is like $3,000 to not get a fee, but I'll close it eventually. And then the final bonus that paid out for me was the Magnify bonus. This was it was kind of convoluted. It was direct deposit $750 per month for 2 months, and then also have 8 qualifying debit card transactions. So for the first month, I did Cash App loads, but I wasn't sure if that was going to work. So I did 8 Amazon gift card balance reloads all in the same day. I also twice per month did a $750 real direct deposit just to meet the requirements. And then in November, I again did my Amazon reloads. And at the end of each month, I received a $150 credit, as well as when I opened the account, got a $200 credit. So that's how it worked. Open the account, get $200, satisfy the requirements for 2 months, and each month you'll receive $150. And that's what I got. So I'll wind up closing the account eventually, but $500 there is pretty nice. Unfortunately, all of these bonuses are expired. So sad times. Next, Current was offering a $175 referral bonus. And you can stack it with portals as well. And you just have to do a direct deposit of $200. I think my referral is still showing, but definitely take a look. My referral is in the show notes. You can stack both, so you can go through the portal, and then there's a field in Current for your code, and it's in my referral link in the show notes. So you can try and stack it there. Next, for deals or bonuses, I guess for bank account bonuses, Top Cash Back is offering a $150 bonus for opening a high yield savings account with Valley Direct and a $100 checking bonus as well. It looks like the requirements for the savings account are deposit $1,000, and I'm not sure how long you have to keep it. Points to appeal is pending for 32 days. It was showing for swag bucks, but now it's showing a Top Cash Back, which is pretty great. And the $100 checking bonus is just organically on their website. I think Valley Direct is open nationwide. Yes. So I might go for this. It's kind of low. So I've been spoiled with these $500 bonuses. So we'll see if I want to go for it. But take a look if you're in the field for it. Next, we're over to, actually, no, one more deal. I've been hearing a lot about Incogni, which is like a subscription for deleting your private information online. And my mom is someone who hates seeing that, like, she can Google her name and find out a lot of information about her. So I was like, you know what? A good Christmas present would be this Incogni subscription for a year to clean up her information. So I got a family plan. It was $280 for the family plan, but you can get up to 5 members on there. And at the time, Top Cashback was offering 80% back on the purchase. So that's already pending for me. So it's like $220 back on the purchase. So it was like $60 for a year, which is definitely no brainer for me. If Top Cash isn't showing, you can use coupon code Big Money. If you know who that is, shout out you. But that can get you, I think, like 40 or 60% off for a subscription plan. I also have Cloaked, which does something similar, but Cloaked offers additional benefits. And I don't have the family plan for Cloaked, and I don't really like Cloaked that much. We'll talk about them a little bit here. So I'm trying Incogni and see how it works for the fam. Next, over to class actions. There is a Facebook internet tracking settlement that paid out. I got $4.01. Obviously, you can't apply for it right now, but it paid out for me. And then also a Patreon payout of $44.32 for sharing your personal information. I also received that. And sort of in the vein of class action, but YouTube TV subscriptions are giving a $20 Goodwill credit because of the whole snafu with Disney losing their benefits. So definitely take a look on Dr. Credit, click that link, and get your $20 credit if you're eligible. I also received a mailer for a class action that was just announced for FCFCU, which is First Community Federal Credit Union, which I opened for a sign-up bonus a little while ago. Let me see when that was. It was talked about quite recently in episode 64. And there's a class action for an estimated $100 per person for leaking personal information, which is, I mean, it seems like everybody's doing that nowadays, so I'm surprised to see I got a class action for it. But there's something unique with this one where you can also claim like out-of-pocket expenses or like costs incurred for, what'd they say? Documented loss up to $5,000 per settlement class action member with supporting documentation. So as I just mentioned, I have Cloaked and Incogni, which are both like personal information identity theft platforms. So I submitted our receipts for those. The optional no documentation route is $100, and I spent about $300 total on Incogni and Cloaked. So we'll see if I get paid out for that. That'd be pretty nice. All right, now going down to other. Dr. Credit updated and reposted their which banks adjust autopay to the amount. We just discussed this. I think Capital One just made this change, which is nice for customers, where you have autopay set, you make a payment before autopay triggers, they adjust your autopay to not pay more than you owe. It's great for customers, and now there's a good resource that was updated. Dr. Credit also made a list of debit cards and bank accounts with cell phone protection, which is a pretty unique offering. So take a look there to see if you're interested or you have an account that's open. Next, Hilton announced a new highest loyalty tier, Diamond Reserve. I can't believe I'm a Hilton guy. It sucks. Hilton's not great. They devalue their points all the time and are now adding new tiers to keep things even more removed for people. And then in addition, I have the Hilton Surpass card, I think, which is like their highest card, and also I have the Hilton American Express business card. And I thought the Hilton Surpass card, it comes with a free night credit, and I thought you could just use it anywhere, but no, you can only use it at standard rooms. And I'm planning a trip to Arizona with my family and went to book a room, and the room I wanted obviously was a premium room. So I had to book a standard room and then make a request with the hotel to see if they'll honor my free night credit at their more premium room. So it's kind of annoying. I wanted to take my mom. It's also her birthday, so we're taking a trip to Arizona. And I'm probably going to call and ask them, is there any chance you can use this for the more premium room? It's my mom's birthday. I wanted to celebrate. So, hey, maybe it'll work out. I did recently stay in Philadelphia at the Hilton there. It was fine. I liked it. Parking there was, I think, $55 overnight, and I used my American Express business Hilton card, and you get $60 per quarter for hotel incidental purchases, and that worked to cover the hotel parking, which is nice. I'm not going to go over the new benefits for this Hilton loyalty. It's kind of crazy. It also stinks. You can get lifetime diamond status with Hilton, and now there's a status above diamond. So like you're just getting devalued left and right. Next, Dr. Credit shared a pretty useful benefit for using your non-used Instacart credits. So you can donate them to food pantries instead of using them if you don't. Like MasterCard's $10 monthly credit. Chase gets $10 to $20 monthly credit for certain cards. So keep that in mind. It's a really great way to use your Instacart credits. Next, Amazon is doing it again where you can tell Alexa, thank my driver. Sorry if I triggered your Alexa. And they'll give a $5 tip towards your driver. You can get the Alexa app on your phone and do it if you don't have an Alexa product, which I don't. You just say, thank my driver, and it says, thanks. We'll give your driver a $5 tip. I don't know if they actually get it. Limited to 2 million tips, $2 million $5 tips. So it's $10 million that they're giving out, allegedly. I mean, they should just give it to them anyway and not have to require you to say thank you, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Next, Visa and MasterCard reached a settlement with merchants to lower fees, not accepting all credit card types. So this is kind of big news. Merchants don't accept all Visa and MasterCards if they accept one of them. Instead, there would be 3 tiers or buckets that can be either accepted or not. Commercial cards, standard cards, premium cards. Additionally, interchange fees are to be lowered by 0.1 percentage point for 5 years, average of 2.35% in 2024 currently. The ability to charge surcharges for accepting card payments up to 3%. I don't like that. New Jersey set a legislation where you can't make a profit on the surcharges, which is what I think this should be, because if they're lowering the minimums by 0.1% and the current average is 2.35%, then you're going to be, why would a restaurant not just charge the maximum of 3% and then just make a little extra on the credit card interchange? I hate this whole thing. And then a $38 billion settlement, upfront $30 billion that was rejected by the judge in 2024 and now is $38 billion. Some merchant groups have slammed this agreement, saying you can't just suddenly tell more than 80% of your customers that you are not going to take their cards. We'll see what happens. They don't really define what commercial, standard, and premium credit consumer cards are. It's going to be weird going and checking out. Like you're going to have to either have the POS system's going to have to know what card's being used. It should know because it knows the network and it'll know what brand it is, like a Visa Infinite, Visa Signature, American Express, MasterCard World Elite, something like that. But it's going to be bad customer experience if you go to check out. Sorry, we don't accept your credit card. You have to use another type of credit card. It can also be a Visa, but there's different types of it. You're really putting a lot of onus on the consumer here. Meanwhile, cash costs more for customers anyway. So next we have, where even am I? Wealthfront lowered their referral benefit. It used to be 1% as a boost for 3 months for referring somebody for both the referrer and the referee, and they lowered it to 0.5%. I don't like seeing that. It was their whole thing that they offered an extra percent, and now it's an extra 0.75%, and they're lowering their rates with the Fed also lowering their rates. Just sad to see changes like this. There's been changes to regulations requiring flight reimbursement. So there was a Biden-era legislation that went in, originally reported on by Dr. Credit back on October 30th, 2024, where airlines must automatically issue a refund for flights when they are significantly delayed, which is domestic flights delayed for more than 3 hours, international for more than 6. Customers entitled to a refund of any luggage fees they paid if the baggage delivery was significantly delayed. Considered significantly delayed of 12 hours for domestic and 15 to 30 hours for international flights. And a customer is entitled to a refund when they paid in full for Wi-Fi or another ancillary service and the service was not provided. This has been redacted according to a Wall Street Journal article. I did just try an open article and I'm not seeing it right now. So it could just be because I have a VPN on. Let me check incognito. Yep, it is showing still. So, I don't see how anyone could support that. Their mentality is, according to Wall Street Journal, is that they'll let the airlines police themselves and let the market regulate it. But why would they institute something that would make them pay more money? This also comes after airlines are getting hit pretty bad because of the air traffic controls not being fully staffed properly, and they're having Staffing issues as well with flight attendants. So I think they're trying to make the airline industry not hurt as much, but at the expense of the U.S. consumer, because of course we are. Classic. Next, JP Morgan signs a deal with fintechs to set pay for API calls, which is kind of huge. So things like Plaid can make API calls to Chase to get information about your current bank accounts, what cards you have, your current standings, and etc. And I guess I like this for JP Morgan, but I think it's just going to be passed on to consumers. Like making API calls to JP Morgan, they do have to have infrastructure to support it, and they have to pay developers to be able to interact with Plaid and different fintechs that make calls to make sure they work. And now they're going to be paid for it. I mean, JP Morgan has so much money. I don't know why they have to get paid for anything for these little fintechs to pull information, but I'm assuming they get millions of requests and now they're going to have to pay for it. So I just assume these free services that pull your information from large banks are just going to offload it to customers and start charging fees. Next, there was a Reddit discussion on a Wall Street Journal article where Capital One is called Capital One debit card users aren't all happy after the switch to Discover. I read the article and also read through some comments in Dr. Credit. People are complaining that they are now being forced to use Discover and it's not being taken, which is not really true. It's accepted at actually 99% of places. It's more the perceived exception than actual acceptance. That I think Capital One's going to be making changes to try and improve that. And internationally it doesn't work, absolutely, that I get. But why are you using debit card internationally anyway? One frustration that I do agree with is Discover's debit card network isn't accepted for all instant transfers, which are used for payments such as Venmo. And this is true. A lot of younger people use more small fintechs and they're used to these instant debit loads where it basically makes a purchase on your debit card and then that purchase just gets deposited into your account as if it was like an ACH transfer, but it happens immediately. And they sometimes charge fees, sometimes they don't charge fees, but it really doesn't support Discover. That one's a valid concern, and we'll see how Capital One addresses it. And then our final things here don't really have any notes or any links for it, but my PayPal account got locked. So I use PayPal as my business PayPal for receiving my payouts from Patreon, as well as I sell vinyl records on Discogs, and I receive payments from there. And I received a payment for a J-Slat record that I was selling, and it was one of the larger purchases, larger payments, and PayPal fully locked my account and also locked my nearly $1,000 in there without being able to withdraw until I submit a bunch of documents. They wanted things like proof of purchase, proof of sale, proof of shipment. They also wanted business license documents, but I'm listed as a sole proprietor. So I just wrote up a little document using Gemini saying, hey, this is a sole prop. I don't have to have a business license. And pretty much as soon as I uploaded all the documents, my account was immediately unlocked. So I'm glad it's unlocked, but it was really frustrating. I'm no longer leaving any money in my PayPal account. I was too lazy and just didn't want to link my business checking account, and I just let the money sit there because I was like, what's going to happen? And now I know. And now it's no longer sitting in PayPal. Next, earlier I talked about Cloaked and said I don't really like it. This is because I used to have Cloaked Pay, which is like, if you remember PayPal Key, it was a way to have a card and then charge to that card and route it to a different card. There were some plays that I could do with that. Sorry if people are upset with me for saying that. But I was shut down on Cloaked Pay specifically because I was doing that. And then that was like a few months ago I got shut down. And I received a charge on my underlying Redstone Federal Credit Union card for $150 load to Monzo, which is what I was doing prior. And I reached out to Cloaked Pay and I'm like, hey, my Cloaked card's been closed for months and I just received this charge. I'm expecting a refund. Thanks. I had to go and create an account with their support portal and submit documents. And then they got back to me after a week and was like, hey, can you please share your screenshot and what happened? And I sent it and they were like, thanks, we're still looking into this. As soon as it happened, I issued a chargeback on my Redstone Federal Credit Union card. And a few days, I think yesterday, I received a refund for it. And I'm not sure it's from Cloaked or if it's from Redstone Federal Credit Union, but I received a refund now. Haven't received an update from Cloaked just yet on it, so we'll see what they say, but they said they were looking into it and they've escalated it to their card team, and I don't know, haven't heard anything. I probably won't hear anything. I do like Cloaked. I like getting instant emails and instant phone numbers that I can assign to a particular identity. It's good for stuff like that. The numbers don't show up as a true phone number. It shows up as a VoIP number, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, as I mentioned, I booked the trip to Arizona. I used my United Travel Bank for the flights. I've got a free hotel with the American Express Hilton Surpass free night credit, which again I couldn't use as a premium room. I also used my points, and I actually got a pretty good valuation. I think it was like $60,000 a night for the points. So I have a bunch of Hilton points left. Also, my trip to Philadelphia I used on points, so I didn't pay anything for that hotel. Didn't pay anything for these hotels. Also booked a hotel in Denver because we're going to Denver. We're going to Grand Canyon. We're going to Sedona. And then we're leaving from Phoenix. Getting a rental car for the whole way. Rental cars are expensive, man. It's way cheaper in Europe to get a rental car, but in here it was pretty expensive. It's like $1,200, and I have national, and I did the executive aisle because I just want to get a nice car for us, and it's a trip that we're gonna enjoy. So I forked up the money. I could probably get a better deal, but I didn't want to deal with it. But man, that was expensive. And the hotel in Denver I booked on my American Express Platinum with the premium hotel collection. Stayed 2 nights, got $300 off. So going to be a good trip. And then I returned from my trip from Portugal. We stayed in exclusive Airbnbs. I used all my Airbnb gift cards. Oh, one of the Black Friday gift card deals was buy $250 of Airbnb gift cards at Target, $25 back in a Target gift card. There's never any deals on Airbnb gift cards, so I immediately scooped that. I booked the Portugal trip was a direct flight from Boston on Delta, and I think I got food poisoning on the flight back, or TD, if you know what that is, not tuberculosis, TD. I'm not going to say that word because it's kind of gross, but traveler's D. I was down bad for like 5 days. I think it was the chicken on the airline, and I'm never going to get airline chicken again. It tasted good, but I think that's what gave me some pretty bad food poisoning. I had like a 103 fever and couldn't eat anything, and would just have horrible time in the bathroom. That's enough of that. But I eventually got better, had chicken and rice exclusively for like 4 days, and things cleared up. Also, when I booked the National Rent-A-Car in Portugal, and it went through like Guaria or something, which is like their local parent company of National Enterprise and another one. I somehow didn't choose an electric car or an automatic car, which I could have sworn I did. So I had to upgrade to an automatic car when I got there for double the price, but it was actually worked out really well. It was like a BMW 5 Series diesel. It was a really nice car, and it was big enough for us. Lisbon Airport still sucks. I think it's LIB. Is it LIB or LIS? I think it's LIS, Lisbon Airport. Their lounge is terrible. I went through pretty fast through security and through customs. Our Uber showed up pretty late, and we got there like an hour before our international flight, but we still made it with plenty of time, which was actually super clutch. But otherwise, the airport sucks. I also, somehow, every time I go through any security, I get flagged. In America, I get flagged at TSA. I have pre-check. I have global entry. I get flagged every time. In Portugal, they called me over the PA system, and they said, we'll fear the Z, come to the front, please. And I had to go up and show my passport of like 5 other people. Someone else was like from literally China. But they're just like, what are you here for? How is this your first time in Portugal? Why are you here? Which like, I just put up with it at this point. But it happens to me all the time. And it's really annoying. And then of course, since I flew out of Logan, I went to Stephanie's. I went with a friend. We both got $26 off our meal. So $52 total. The whole meal was free, except you have to pay your tip. Don't forget the tip. And then with the Chase Sapphire Lounge, I have 3 priority pass cards. So I used one of my ones that are left because I've gone, I think, 3 times this year. The Chase Lounge is still great. The food was good. The to order food on the QR code took a long time. There was a guy that was next to me that was pretty frustrated because he was like, I ordered a half hour ago and I never got my food. And the food came out and it was cold and he was pretty pissed. Left no tip. But like, you didn't pay anything, dude. So like, shut up. And then I updated my lounge tracker, which is a Patreon exclusive. It just tracks my lounge visits, how they were, how much I spent, and the value and which card I used it with. That's it. Thanks as always for listening. Another year in the books. I'll do a year summary of like the podcast and maybe some stats for next episode. But I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season. Happy New Year. Happy whatever holiday you celebrate at the end of the year. Be sure to enjoy some family time. Black Friday is kind of crazy. You're home for Thanksgiving, but like you're trying to get all these deals. So make sure you take some downtime. I definitely will be. And have a wonderful time. Thanks for listening, and have a good one, y'all.